welcome back to another video of mine. If you're new around here, hi, my name is Tyler. I live with my husband Elliot, our parrot Minty, and now our new puppy Cori. And stick around for home, lifestyle vlogs, hauls and chats. So this is our monthly tradition of us going through our budgets, finances, plans, all of that type of stuff, and just making sure we're in good stead for the month ahead, pretty much. So if you have watched these before, you know we go through my planner and we go through our goals and things coming up in the month, and then we go over to my budgeting spreadsheet and go through all of that. So this is my new planner because this is going to be, I didn't have this for my last one, so this is my planner for this year. So it is from Papier as well, pretty much exactly the same insides as my previous one, it's just the outside is different, and it says always growing. I just thought it was cute, I thought I liked it, so yeah, so we have that. And then so this has like your standard calendar layout on the first few pages, then you have your monthly kind of like planning sections. So for example, this is February's one, and then it goes into the weekly sections where you can fill in all your details. I don't show you that because it has a lot of personal and like work related stuff that you guys don't need to know. But so we're going to go through January's page, tick off what we can, see what we got done this month, and then we'll go through on what is happening in February. So I had some goals. So the first thing for my goals for January was settling Cori, which we've done amazingly. He has just kind of slotted into our life so perfectly. We've had him for just under 4 weeks now, I think. Time is a blur. I think we've just had him under 4 weeks. And yeah, he is just... can't imagine what life was like before we had him, so that's fine. The next one was to start saving £1,000. So me and Elliot are both contributing to this, but I'm only showing my side of it, if that makes sense. So we're definitely doing that. And then the other one was reach 80 subscribers on YouTube, and I checked this morning, I'm actually at 81 subscribers. So if you are one of those new subscribers, hi, thank you for clicking subscribe. And if you're a returning one, thank you for sticking around for all the nonsense that is me. So those were those goals, so pretty good goal wise for January. To-do list was deep clean the house. This was before we picked up Cori, just to make sure everything was kind of as clean as it could be, because I obviously realised our time would be mainly occupied with dealing with him, so we did that. We had a kind of puppy shower type thing a few weekends ago, and it essentially was just to allow our close friends and family to come meet Cori on like a time slotted basis, so Cori didn't get overstimulated, and it was mainly just the people that he's probably going to see quite often, and that we need him to kind of be used to and happy with, so that was all fine. So I had to buy stamps to send the cards out, and then send the cards out was another to do, so both of them are done. Register Cori at vets, we have done that. And then the other thing was kind of registering ownership with Kennel Club, all of that type of stuff, which we have done. So he is fully sorted. So yeah, so that was pretty much it for January. So it's a pretty good month. So on to February. So our goals for February are reach 90 subscribers on YouTube. Now I'm being quite ballsy with this, but I'm hoping that we can get there. I'm hoping we can do it. The next thing is training with Cori. So he's getting his vaccinations when this goes up next week. So obviously we need to then kind of get him training outside and all of that stuff. So that's kind of going to be a main goal. And the next one is a bit of a strange one. So it's work from home / office balance. So I'm very lucky in the fact that I can pretty much solely work from home. If there's events, then I have to go and attend them, which is fine. And there's some meetings that I have to go into the office for. So obviously before we had Cori, it was fine because Minty just chills in his cage, and it's fine. You don't have to worry about him needing to go to the toilet or stuff like that, because obviously he can do all of that in his cage. With Cori, it's a bit different because obviously, yes, we want him to get used to being by himself, but we don't want it to be prolonged times, and we just kind of worry about how to approach it because obviously we don't want to annoy our neighbours, and we have certain contractual things that we signed, essentially allowing us to have him. So it's just trying to figure that out between me and Elliot of kind of how that's going to work, and we're just going to have to see, really. We've been out a few times, like to go food shopping, and he's been completely fine and he's been silent. He's downstairs right now in his crate, and he does just kind of settle if you put him in his crate. But obviously it's more of the longevity of if he wakes up. Currently, obviously I'm here to like let him out, whereas if he wakes up and I'm not back yet, I don't want him to start having accidents in his crate and stuff like that. So we're just trying to figure out that whole situation, because obviously he's a part of our life now, and that's something that we've got to just figure out. But they're not full days in the office, which is good. And if there are any days in the office where I have to be in for quite long, then me and Elliot will kind of have to figure out like if he has to book days off work, or if he can like pop back on his lunch break or something and just let him out, that type of stuff. So it's just figuring that out, which February will be the month to do that, because that's when I start having some of those little meetings in the office and things like that. So the to-do list for this month is Cori's vaccination. That is all booked in. We're just waiting for him to have it and see how he gets on with it. And the next thing is dog insurance. So I have money set aside, as you'll see in the spreadsheet, but it was from a quote that is no longer viable, which is annoying. So we like did a re-thingy to like get another quote, and it's more expensive, which obviously we're not happy about. And it's more expensive for no reason entirely, because it was all exactly the same criteria that we put in. So we cleared caches, all of that stuff, tried to get it back down to what we were offered previously, and it's just not worked. So I've put the money aside for the quote that I have now, but we're going to look a bit closer. So essentially, because he's a Kennel Club registered dog, he has 5 weeks Kennel Club registered insurance. So he is insured right now. Don't think he's not insured. He is insured currently. But it's just when that runs out, we need to obviously have the insurance set up ready to go for him. So we're going to wait a bit closer to that time just to see if it comes down. If it doesn't, we might look at some comparison sites and see if that can get it down a bit. If not, we will just have to bite the bullet and just pay it, because he needs to be insured. And yeah, so top priorities this month: Cori's training, as mentioned, work meetings, as mentioned, and my YouTube, because I feel like I need to kind of get back into a sort of rhythm of filming more. Like, yes, we do have Cori now, but he doesn't have to occupy all of my time, if that makes sense. So it's just trying to find that balance of work, Cori, YouTube, all of that type of stuff that I'm trying to figure out. But I definitely want to keep going with YouTube. I enjoy making these videos, and I'm excited to see like my channel and community grow. And it's just trying to figure out the balance of everything. And I know as Cori gets older and he can go out for walks and stuff like that, it's going to be a lot easier, because he's literally going to go for like a really long walk and then he's going to knack himself out, so I can do more. But it's also just kind of picking up the camera just as and when during the day. So I filmed some stuff this morning, and we filmed like some little clips throughout the week. So it's just kind of trying to be a bit more structured of like doing weekend vlogs or weekly vlogs, that type of stuff. So yeah, that is everything in the planner. So I'm now going to flip you around and we can have a look at my budgeting spreadsheet. So I hope you can see that all well and dandy. So this is kind of what we deal with every month. There's obviously stuff over on this side of the screen, and there's some stuff down there, but we'll get to that in a second. So to start off with, we have our income this month. So I'm still getting that little pay bonus. So this month I got £1,988.77. Rent has gone up this month because we have Cori, so we have to pay extra every month now to essentially have him in the house. So that's now 920. Our contents insurance is 1978. And then, so this is the old quote amount. I have actually put aside the new quote amount. But the old quote for his pet insurance was £46.48, which would have brought our bill total to £986.26. So next we have debt repayments. So credit card at the start of the month was at £643.37. My minimum payment for that is £25. I am starting to put more into that to get it kind of paid off, because I'm pretty sure from the end of January it's going to get interest started to be added to it. So £125 I put extra into it, so it's going to have £150 paid into it this month. And then Klarna was set at £235.50. My minimum payment for that is £39.25. I don't put anything extra in, so it's just £39.25. So what I've paid for debt repayments this month is £189.25. Then we come down to subscriptions. Just gonna, there we go. So Lush Kitchen subscription is £30.95. YouTube Premium is $7.99. I have a student account. Amazon, I have a student account and pay ad-free, so that's $7.48. Spotify student, that's $5.99. Disney Plus Premium is $12.99, and Netflix is $10.99. So that brings us to £84.39 for subscriptions. Then I'm gonna swivel on over. So this is different this month. There's quite a lot going on. So, money to Ellie, as always, is £30. For my savings, I've put £100 in. Obviously, once the credit card's paid off, I'll put a lot of money into the savings. But for now, I'm focusing more on the credit card rather than the savings. Our dog food is £90 a month. Because he'll be able to go to the groomers from this month, I've put £30 aside for that. It may be slightly more, but we'll just have to see what they say. And then we also have a dog field next to us, so our plan is once a week we want to take him to this dog field just so he can like run around in a secure field that's clean and well maintained. And for a half-hour session it's £7, so he'll have 3 weeks worth of February where he can go to that field. So I've put £21 aside for that. Whether we use that or not, it depends. We might not have days that match up where we're both off, or timing, stuff like that. Food shop was £60 that we always put aside for. Kennel Club changes, so that was the ownership and stuff like that. We budgeted £56 for, and dog treats we budgeted £50 for. Now, what I actually spent on all of those, so savings, money to Elliot, dog food, and dog treats were all the same prices. I only spent £55 on the food shop this month, and we actually decided not to go for the full package with the changes because some of the documentation we don't really need. So that only ended up costing £38. So I've currently spent £363 for that. But what I will budget for is this amount here, £437. So if we come down, so that means the total expenditure for this month is £1,671.90, which leaves me with £316.87 for the month. So then we come over to savings. Obviously, we don't have a savings target as such. It's just kind of building it up. Obviously, it's gone back down because we've paid for Cori now. So it's just at 110 because we had £10 left over in that account. So that is everything for our little kind of monthly budget. I don't know if I'm going to call it monthly budget or like come budget with me. I'm not really sure if I should switch it up again. But yeah, so I can't really tell you what we have coming up because, to be honest with you, there's not a lot we have planned as such. We're just kind of trying to get into the rhythm of how life is going to be like, if that makes sense. So you'll have this one going up. I am filming some things this weekend, so hopefully you'll have a weekend vlog or a weekly vlog. I might extend it to a weekly vlog and see how we get on with that. We will have our Lush subscription box coming up, which is super, super exciting. It's all Valentine's themed, which me and Elliot are really excited to have a look at. And yeah, I think that would do it for this video. Let me know if you find these videos helpful, if you're doing them, if you've got any new goals for 2025 money-wise, because obviously I know it's a brand new year, so you've got to get those goals in. But yeah, that will do it for now, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye guys!